Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback helps make the content better. After 7 years of marriage, surprises rarely come as pleasant ones. They usually show up as forgotten anniversaries or bills that shouldn't exist. But that morning, the surprise came in the form of a single text message, one that made my stomach twist. "Hey, just letting you know I'll be gone for the weekend. Taking a short trip with some friends." It didn't sound alarming at first glance. Rachel, my wife, had always been the type to make spontaneous plans, to fill her weekends with energy and people while I preferred quiet evenings at home. Still, something about that message didn't sit right. It sounded too neat, too carefully written, as if she'd practiced it. I replied, "Which friends?" No answer. 2 hours passed. I called her. When she finally picked up, her voice was light, airy, the same tone she used when she didn't want me to dig deeper. "Ethan, relax. It's just a small getaway. I need a break. From work, from everything." That last word echoed. Everything. I wanted to trust her, to chalk up my unease to paranoia. But a small part of me wondered if I was part of what she wanted to take a break from. That night I slept alone. The silence in our bed was heavy, pressing against my chest. I stared at the ceiling, tracing the tiny bumps in the plaster, convincing myself I was imagining things. Marriages fade sometimes, I told myself. Maybe this was just one of those rough patches. The next morning, I heard the rhythmic thuds of her suitcase rolling down the stairs. She didn't even say goodbye, just the sound of the front door closing, final and hollow. A few hours later, as I was cleaning the kitchen, her iPad lit up on the counter. I wasn't the type to snoop, but doubt can be a cruel thing. My hand moved on its own. It was an email confirmation for a flight to Denver. 2 passengers. Rachel Moore and Aaron Blake. Aaron, the name I hadn't heard in years. The ex she'd once labeled a mistake from another lifetime. My pulse steadied, my mind strangely calm. No shouting, no panic. Just the numb realization that my instincts had been right all along. When Rachel came home Sunday night, she smelled faintly of soap that wasn't ours, that sterile hotel kind. Her hair was still damp, her smile brittle. "How was your trip?" I asked. "It was fine. Just tiring." I watched her closely. "Who's Aaron?" The color drained from her face. She didn't deny it, didn't ask who I was talking about. She just stared at the floor like a child caught stealing. "I was going to tell you," she murmured. "It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Yes, I went with him. But it wasn't what you think. I just needed closure." Closure. The word hit harder than I expected. Closure. I repeated quietly. "From a man you swore you were over before you even met me?" She nodded, tears trembling at the edge of her lashes. "Please, Ethan, don't turn this into something it's not. I just needed to see if I still felt anything for him. And I don't. Promise. I just needed to be sure." Her honesty was supposed to comfort me, but it didn't. It felt like she was trying to rationalize emotional betrayal, as if confessing early earned her some kind of moral credit. I took a breath. My voice came out steady, detached. "Okay." She blinked, confused. "That's it." "Yeah," I said quietly. "That's it." She exhaled, a tiny smile flickering on her lips, mistaking my calm for forgiveness. "I knew you'd understand. You've always been so patient." But that okay wasn't forgiveness. It was the closing line of a chapter. That night, while she showered, I sat in the living room with my laptop. I drafted an email to our landlord asking to take my name off the lease. I transferred half my savings into a separate account. I packed only what mattered: clothes, my books, and the old guitar gathering dust in the corner. When she came out, she froze. Half the closet was empty. My wedding ring rested on her pillow, glinting under the lamp. "What is this?" she whispered. I looked at her, calm. "You wanted to find out what you felt. Now it's my turn to find out what I feel. Without you." Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. Just the quiet shock of someone realizing too late that the bridge was already burning. For days afterward, she called, texted, begged me to talk. I didn't respond. My 2 words had already said everything that needed to be said. Okay. Because okay doesn't always mean agreement. Sometimes it's the quiet declaration of someone who's done explaining their pain. It's been 6 months now. I live alone in a small apartment across town. It's peaceful. The silence is honest. No hidden lies, no heavy distance disguised as normalcy. Sometimes I see her posts online. She looks happy. Maybe she is. I don't look too long. That life, our life, feels like a story I once read and quietly set aside. Heartbreak doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's stillness, the kind that lets you hear your own voice again. I used to think love meant forgiving endlessly, enduring quietly. But love without respect is just a slow disappearance of yourself. When Rachel said she needed closure, she was searching for peace outside a marriage she'd already abandoned inside. And when I said okay, I gave us both what we really needed, release. I haven't dated since. Not because I fear love, but because I finally understand what it should be. Something mutual, something steady, something honest. Every now and then, I still hear the ghostly echo of that suitcase rolling down the stairs. But it doesn't hurt anymore. It reminds me of the exact moment I stopped waiting for someone to choose me, and chose myself instead. We grow up believing walking away means failure. But sometimes the most powerful words you'll ever say are the quietest. Just two of them. Okay,